Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're going to look at AGN, Allergen, on the daily, weekly, monthly time frames. We're going to use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. So let's get right to the daily. Daily, we had a nice inside bar. When this thing closed below this bar right here, right there, that tells you technically it's weak. We set up sideways in a bearish manner. Regardless, the SPY was doing nothing. This was chopping around up and down, getting people in. CNBC was telling, oh, these things are going to break out. You better get in. You better get in. And then Hillary has some news. Thing goes straight down 2 days in a row. Now we're below all the moving averages, technically in a bearish or a weak stance. And now we're going to wait for pattern on this. We have a trend line down here, which it cracked. And this one has nice symmetry, so we cracked below it. So as a bull, you're looking to capture this trend line, get above these moving averages, and break out above this breakdown area. But when you start getting volume like this in a breakdown, especially the second day, you'd expect a pause day, maybe another pause day, set up in a bearish pattern, then possibly move lower. I'm thinking if this comes in, we're filling this gap right around 217.44, then we're ultimately coming into the 200 area, double bottom, and then we'll redetermine if this thing's going to bounce. If the SPY and everything else is dumping, it's going lower. That's the bottom line. Weekly, we're still above the 20 MA. This is a big area for this thing. If we close below this 20 MA, we're heading down right down to the 618, which is 227.12. This is a big area around 230 or so. If this does not hold, we're definitely going to 216, and like I said, we're going to 195. Monthly ugly too. Down, sideways, we retrace into the 618. Nice inside bar, bearish pattern. Here's your support, 207, and if that cracks, 195 or so. But we'll see how this thing plays out. Next week, I want to see it close below this green bar and the 234.83 area on a weekly close, and then we'll see where we're at. This is a monthly chart, so we still have a couple more days. But if this one closes below this green bar, the 230 area, then this thing's going to be in trouble. Then we'll go back to the daily and follow the pattern on this. If we're setting up in another inside bar bearish pattern, we're definitely heading lower. Let's look at the IBB. I'm going to go through these really quick here, people. We're holding the 200 moving average. We're at the 750 retrace. If you take the high pivot or the high pivot here to the low pivot there, that's where we're holding. They captured the 750 or the 250 retrace. We're holding there. But you expect to bounce into this area. It almost kissed the 50. We bounced up, closed above the 200 moving average. This is a good support in here as well. You have a couple reasons why, and it's holding. But now we're waiting for sideways consolidation for the next leg down. We'll see how price action, see what happens when this 50 MA starts to curl up into price, or if this thing just starts breaking down, then we're going to see how it reacts at the gap fill in the 50 MA. This one curls up, we're going to see if it's going to push this up into higher prices. But ultimately, if you're a bull, you want to see it recapture this moving average and get above these highs. If it doesn't, then it's definitely going to go lower. Let's look at the weekly. The weekly chart showing us that we closed below the 50 MA and the 50 retrace. This is technically, to me, in a weak stance. And these high pivots here around the 289 or so. That's some pretty good support for this thing just to crack through and close below everything. So next week, I want to see if this thing's going down, I want to see it touch this 20 MA, the 618 around 275. If you're bullish, you want it to recapture this 50 MA and try to get above these pivot highs. Then ultimately, I think we're going to shoot for 300, 308. If it doesn't do that, then we're definitely heading down. And we're going to go to 263, 248, 250, then ultimately double bottom at 240. Monthly chart tells the big story. Inside bar, bearish pattern, 7 months sideways. This one is setting up to go lower. For this pattern to fail, we need to get above this 20 MA. We need to get above this inside bar around 331.69. If it confirms above there, then we possibly get more upside. But guys, come on. Look at this run from 2009. It's coming in. That's the bottom line. Just like this last pattern, consolidate. We only consolidated for 4 months, and look at this downfall. Now we're 7 months in a tighter consolidation. Man, I'm telling you, 207 for this one. Eventually, it's a monthly chart, so it's going to take a little bit longer. XBI. I have a lot of bulls on these, and they're going to get stung, let me tell you. XBI. I'm going to look at the monthly. Needs to get above the 20 MA and this big breakdown bar. If it does not get above 68, 69 and confirm, You still have a gap fill around 70. I'm going to say 70 or this high pivot around 73. For all you bulls, you better get above this area in here. If it doesn't, if it makes it into this area and it does not close above this big inside red bar, you better take the money and run, because there's a lot of sellers that got, or a lot of buyers up in here that got stuck on the hype. And when this thing comes back in this area, if you're a smart buyer, you're going to just sell and say, you know what, I'm done with this thing. I can't take it anymore. But if you cannot get above this inside bar, this red bar, it's going to be lights out. And the other thing that's talking to me, we close below it. That's bearish. Now, if we never close below this low, I would say it's still slightly bullish. But again, we still have to recapture this. But man, epic bearish pattern. Retrace it into almost the highs here. Guys, it's going to be over soon. Look at this too. Down, sideways. You're in a channel. It goes up, almost up into the 750. And they were hyping it here. We still technically are bullish. If we close below these MAs, it's going to go downtown. On a weekly chart, we need more consolidation to possibly pop up. Still has to recapture this area around the $70 and then confirm above that. If not, it's still making lower highs. Not good. Daily. Now what we're looking for, a big breakdown again. Look, big red bar. We closed below that low. Now we're chopping around sideways. This 20 MA is going to curl in. This one will possibly curl up, but we'll see if we go sideways for a couple days and we start heading back down. Monthly chart, you know, I still think we're going back to 50, and then I think double bottom down in here at 44. Longs, be careful. Shorts, if you want to short up here, you can. If you want, I would go half position, let it pop up, add another half, use the 70 or so area for a stop out with confirmation, and just make it easier on yourself. If you're long, you get up into this area, I'd pull it off and just take the profit. All right, guys, that's it for today. It's Saturday. Thanks for watching my videos. God bless. See you on the charts.